Well, welcome. It's so wonderful to see you all here today. I want to say hello. We are the Rogue Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, or RUF, RVU. Okay, thanks for the feedback. Well, that's not it. I'm usually too close. Is it working now?
Yeah.
No? No? I can't do it there? She said I can't do it. It's not. It's not this. It's really not this. They've got it set in a certain way. Okay, guys, No?
Just yell.
I can yell. Okay, I'll do it. Well, welcome. Hello. We are the Rogue Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, or RUF, R-V-U-U-F, in Ashland, Oregon. My name is Katie Fox, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm a part of RUF for many reasons. Several of them are the fellowship that exists between the members, the depth and breadth of caring that goes across the membership, and our inclusion of anyone who wants to be a part of us. We are so happy you found us, whether online or in person. We want to especially thank the members of the Stream team who are helping make the online service possible, and the members of the neighborhood team who welcomed the on-site congregation and provide for our coffee hour. If you are a newcomer, we invite you to sign up for our mailing list on rvuuf.org. You'll receive a weekly email that gives you all the information you need to make your decision about whether you'd like to join us on Sunday morning on-site or online. You will also learn about other great things going on at RUF. We invite you to join us in our mission of embracing diversity, empowering connection, and engaging in the work. We have an update to share with you on the on-site art gallery. The UU Art Gallery exhibit has been postponed. It will now open on August 18th, 2024. RUF members are invited to bring their artwork to the RUF Library on Wednesday, July 31st, between 10 and noon. All submitted artwork must be ready to hang and be signed. Please include your full name, phone number on the back of your art piece. The theme of the exhibit is transitions. Any medium, i.e. painting, drawing, photography, collage, is welcome. We ask that you submit at least 2 art pieces. If you have any questions, please contact Allison Toffer, and you can get her number and address, an email address, through Breeze. Okay. Now I'm going to ask Nanette to come up and give us an announcement about the No Bake Bake Sale.
Good morning. My name is Nanette Heidman, and Nancy and I are the co-chairs for the fundraising committee. And so we would just like to remind you that next Sunday. Oh,
You've got to yell.
you gotta yell. Okay, I'm sorry. Next Sunday is our official No Bake Bake Sale. And we want to remind you to bring your recipe card because we're going to compile the recipes spring, summer, winter, fall into a cookbook for next year. So, you know, your favorite recipe, give us a little background information if you'd like, and sign your name if you'd like your name in the cookbook. We'd love to have it. And we have a really delicious event coming up for August. And we wanted to let you know so you could be prepared, because we don't know exactly which Sunday it's going to be. Nancy and I and some friends are going to pick fresh peaches at the orchard, and the local orchard hasn't told us yet when they will be open for picking, but as soon as they are, we will pick and bring the peaches in that Sunday, okay? So there'll be $1 a peach, or 6 peaches for $5, or a dozen for $10. So we will have bags for you to use. I know you can't prepare if you don't know what day it's going to be, and you won't till you walk in. So just as soon as the orchard lets us know, we'll let you know. And just remember, if you like to use peaches, we have a peachy sale coming up.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say real quick that the building had some electrical work done and it appears that the sound system is not functioning. So we are going to use this. Can you hear me okay? Yes. Okay, so we're going to go ahead with this for now and see how it works. Thank you so much.
Fabulous. I have a quick announcement. As many of you are probably aware, our roof community garden has been going through a restoration process. It is now completely restored. We have planting that started, and I will be showing a little 2.5-minute video during the coffee hour. So you'll be able to see that progress, and if you have any questions, we'll answer it then. Thank you. Oh, and also, Social Justice and Action Committee has their meeting today at 12:30 in the conference room. Come join us if you're interested.
Thank you, Louise. Can everybody hear me now? Yay, okay. Well, we begin each service by acknowledging that our building is built on land that began as the home of the Cow Creek Umpqua, Tacoma, and Shasta and Lagawa people. We remind ourselves that Indigenous people are part of our communities and continue to experience the effects of colonization. We are committed to fighting for the worth and dignity of Indigenous people, both in our community and around the world. These services are a part of those works. Welcome, and thank you for being with us.
Good morning. Good morning?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Merrick Milligan, and I'd like to add my welcome to Katie's. I'm so glad you've made the time to be with us. We light our chalice, symbol of Unitarian Universalism, with words by Pat Uribe Lichty. We come from many places, along different paths, bringing different truths. We come with different histories and different realities, and yet we come together as one people, with faith that we can use our differences to heal ourselves and each other, to bring wholeness to a fractured world. We come seeking to find community, to find acceptance of who we are. In this place, we may find others who are much like us and others who are much different. May our lit chalice remind us that we are a people taught by different stories, with many voices, but always one people working for a world where love creates justice and justice gives birth to peace. Can you guys hear if I talk like this better? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead, Julie.
Okay. So, good morning. For those of you who might be here for the first time, I just wanted to let you know that we do have a settled minister. When we are not having a lay-led service, we have Reverend Sean, who is in the pulpit. He's away during the summer, and he will be back starting, I think, the 11th of August. So, please join me in our opening song in the Gray Hymnal, number 21, For the Beauty of the Earth. I guess my mic doesn't work either, does it? Oh, can you hear me? That's just because I'm bossy and loud. Okay. For the Beauty of the Earth. Yep. Faster. For the beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. Source of all to thee we praise, this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of you and I, for
have the anti-racism team.
Noise. Okay. Great. Hi. I'm Patricia Burkhardt, and this is Stephen Cochran from the anti-racism team, and we're going to do a reading this morning and light the candle. And I have two short readings, actually. The first one is by Reverend Martin Lavaner, and it is, "One mistake we often make is trying to lead with our strengths rather than our heartbreak." And the next quote is by someone a few of you may have heard of, Reverend John Parker Dennison, our minister, for those who do not know, who's on summer break, study break. "We need to counter the culture of purity and perfection with a universalist theology of love and with new practices that teach us we will not be rejected but can find our way back when we fail."
Good morning again. It is our practice each time we gather to light a candle for peace. We take this moment to call to mind our commitment to peace of mind, peace in our homes, peace in our communities, and peace in the world. Don't we wish for that? Today's words are from Gabriel DeCio from Sacramento, written while they were in 3rd grade. "Peace is a blanket that covers the world with happiness. Peace is what calms the children. Peace is what soothes the trees. Peace is what quietly sneaks through the door. Peace is what the world wants."
There's no story today, so everyone, if you could please join us for singing the children out. May your minds be open to new learning. May your lips bring truth into the world. May your heart know love and your hands do the work of justice as you go your way in peace. As you go your way in peace.
Today's reading is from The Heart Knoweth. Right here? This way? Ah, thank you. It's from The Heart Knoweth by Ralph Waldo Emerson. The whole human family is bathed with an element of love, like a fine ether. How many persons we meet in houses whom we scarcely speak to, whom yet we honor, and who honor us. How many we see in the street or sit within church, whom though silent, we warmly rejoice to be with. Read the language of these wandering eye beams. The heart knoweth.
So, we're going to sing a round. I know some people love rounds, some people don't, but we are going to sing a round today. So, in your teal hymnal number 1023, Building Bridges, and since we have not so many people today, we're going to divide it up into only two parts. Your part one, your part two. So we're going to sing it all the way through together, one time. Then you guys, part one, are going to start, and then I'll signal part two. You guys sing it twice in your own little group, and you sing it twice in your own little group, so that's 3 times altogether. Okay, here we go. Ready, and building bridges between our divisions. I reach out to you, will you reach out to me? With all our voices and all our visions, friends, we could make such sweet harmony. And you, building bridges between our divisions. I reach out to bridges between our divisions. I reach out to you, will you reach out to me? With all our voices and all our visions, friends, we could make such sweet harmonies. I building bridges between our divisions. I reach out to you, will you reach out to me? With all our voices and all our visions, friends, we could make such sweet harmonies.
The theme for the summer services is This I Believe, and today we'll be hearing from Zara Dar and her husband Taher Yahe. And I apologize, there is a typo in the program. Zara's last name has an R at the end, D-A-A-R. Zara and Taher Taher is a retired doctor, and Zahar is retired as a healthcare researcher, and they moved here from Pennsylvania to be near their daughter. They're members of Masjid al-Tawhid, which is a mosque located in Talent, and they will be telling us about their faith and what it means for them to be Muslim. Would you like to come up?
Good morning. Right up to my mouth. How about that? Is it better? Okay. So, good morning. My name is Taher, and this is my wonderful wife, Zara. It is an honor and a privilege to be invited to speak to this esteemed institution, the Rogue Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, on the theme, This I Believe, regarding our religion, Islam, and what Islam means to us. Allow me to state right at the outset that neither Zahra nor I are scholars of Islam, or of theology, or of jurisprudence in Islam. We are practicing Muslims, period. And in this presentation, we'll focus on the theme of what I believe and what Islam means to us. I thought I would start with a few definitions so that we're all on the same page as we go along. Now, Islam is an Arabic word, and if you're to define it, the meaning and the closest definition of Islam is submission to the will of Allah. It's submission to the will of God. Muslims call God Allah. It's the same person. Oh, sorry. Is it better? Sorry, okay. So that's the definition of the word Islam per se. But then Islam, as you all know, is one of the three Abrahamic monotheistic religions, the other two being Christianity and Judaism. Now, Islam is centered on the Quran and the teaching of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Muhammad is the last of a long line of prophets. So what is the Quran? The Quran is the central religious text of Islam. It is a book of divine guidance, verbally revealed to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, by Allah through the angel Gabriel, Jibril in Arabic. This happened incrementally over a period of 23 years. It began when the Prophet Muhammad was 40 years old and continued to his death at the age of 63. Okay. So, just to give a few things about the few aspects of the Quran. The Quran is organized into 114 chapters of various lengths. The shortest is just 3 verses. The longest about 250 some verses. The standard written version was introduced during the rule of the Caliph Uthman, who is the third ruler after the death of the Prophet Muhammad. The text of the Quran has remained unchanged over the past 40 years. And there are 3 other holy books of Islam revealed before the Quran. And these are the holy book of Dawood in Arabic, and the Torah or the Torah of Moses, and the Injil or the Gospel of the Prophet Isa or Jesus, call him Isa. They are all prophets in Islam who preceded Prophet Muhammad, and each had this book during his time for his teaching of that period. The Quran notes the unique origin of the Torah and the Gospel, saying all of them were revealed by the one God, Allah. John the Baptist and Jesus are mentioned in the Quran as prophets of Allah. Moses is mentioned more in the Quran than any other individual. Muslims regard the Quran as Prophet Muhammad's most important miracle, a proof of his prophethood, and the culmination of a series of divine messages, starting with those revealed to Prophet Adam and ending with the Prophet Muhammad. So the major themes in the Quran include, among the most important, is the oneness of Allah. There's no associate to Allah. There's no deity but Allah. And the other aspects are the importance of worship and obedience to Allah. Very important also is the condemnation of polytheism and worshipping of idols. During the Prophet Muhammad's initial teaching, the tribes then were believers of idols and also polytheism. So this is one of the major teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. Thank you. I appreciate your reminding me. The other important issues are justice, which is a supreme virtue in Islam and a basic objective of Islam. There's also talk of moral guidance, personal morality, theology and ethical themes, a declaration about Allah's omnipotence, and then historical narratives of all the previous prophets and what they taught and which tribes they were brought to and what their teachings were. And of course, talks about the prayers, promise of paradise, resurrection of the day of judgment, etc. This is all in the Quran. Thus, the Quran describes details of religious and civil obligations, how to pray, how to fulfill charitable giving. There's also in the Quran descriptions of the fasting in the month of Ramadan, the pilgrimage to Mecca. It also describes laws that define marriage, rights of women, divorce, and inheritance. These are all aspects in the Quran. There are also clear descriptions of the importance of justice in various aspects of life, ranging from definition of a just ruler to rulings regarding crime and penalty for sodomy, fornication, etc. It also describes the appointment of judges, the conditions for being a judge, the importance of due diligence before giving judgment. The Quran warns believers against subjective factors or personal emotions that may lead them to deviate from the path of justice. Muslims are also called upon to rise above social evils such as nepotism and favoritism. The Quran does not demand blind faith, but instead invites all human beings to study, reflect, and follow the evidence. I would also mention that there is no missionary zeal in Islam, as we don't have any missionaries. We encourage people to learn. The other aspects of Islam that we would like to convey is the 5 pillars of Islam and the 6 pillars of faith. This will take, again, just in a few minutes, which Zahra will now describe.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Good morning. Yes. I too am extremely happy to be here and see your beautiful congregations and present a little bit about what the 5 pillars of Islam are and the 5 pillars of faith in Islam. So the 5 pillars include the declaration of faith. We call it Shahada. Second one is a prayer. I'll go back and describe a little more on every one of them. The third one is fasting during the month of Ramadan. Fourth is the zakah, paying charity. And the last one is going to Mecca for pilgrimage. So what is Shahada, the first one? The declaration of faith. It says that every Muslim has to declare that there is no God but God, who is Allah. Muslims call God Allah. And that Muhammad is his last messenger. And the second one is prayer. Prayers, what we are expected to do as Muslims is to pray 5 times a day. The first one is at dawn, and it changes with seasons, but I'm going to tell you roughly the times that are currently for these prayers. The Fajr, which is the first one, is about 4:15 in the morning and ends just before sunrise. And then the second one we call Dohor, starts at about 1:30 in the afternoon. And the third one is Asr, which starts about 5:30 in the afternoon. Fourth one is Maghrib, which is soon after sunset. And the last one is Isha, which is when the skies are very dark. So, and what is prayer to me, personally? I find that before we pray, we have to go and wash our hands, face, hands, feet with water, which is very relaxing, I find. And then the actual praying involves standing up, bowing, and then going on the ground and touching your forehead on the ground. We always use a mat for prayer. And I find that very relaxing and calming. So to me, among everything in Islam, I think prayer is the most beneficial to me. The third pillar of Islam is fasting. On the 9th month of the lunar calendar, the month is called Ramadan, where Muslims fast from sunrise, just before sunrise to sunset, every day, and then they're encouraged to breakfast with friends and relatives, neighbors, and then they would eat as much as they want all night and start fasting again the next day just before sunrise. And after the end of that month, then we have an Eid celebration where people rejoice and eat together and have a feast again. The fourth pillar of Islam is zakah, which is giving charity. And there are clear instructions of how much you're supposed to give to charity every year. So basically, it's 2.5% of what you saved for the whole year. You have to deduct all your needs. You can spend as much as you want. There's no restriction on how much you spend. And then there's a certain amount of money that you have to deduct before you qualify to pay the zakat. But basically, it's about 2.5% of your savings for the year. And it's usually given to very poor and needy people or hungry people. The last pillar of Islam is Hajj, or pilgrim to Mecca, where every Muslim man or woman is obliged to go if, one, they're able to travel, and two, if they can afford it. And when you go there are also very special instructions of how to perform the Hajj. You have to go 7 times around the black building, the Kaaba. You may have seen it, a square building that was actually built by Prophet Abraham back in time. And not only that, there are other rituals you have to do. At the end of the Hajj time, the men are advised to shave their heads if they want. It's not obligatory. And then you have to sacrifice a sheep. And the meat is given to the poor and a little bit for you and your family, or when you're in Hajj with, for the feast that takes place there. And that is the second celebration of Muslims in 1 year. So now we come to the pillars of faith. How's the time? So pillars of faith are, again, the first one is to believe in one God, Allah, believe in his angels, who we all know are these creatures that were made from light, luminous and purified creatures. Their main objection is to worship Allah and be around Allah. And there are a couple of archangels that you may have heard of, Gabriel, and the other ones I'm not very familiar with. But Gabriel is the one who actually took the message of the Quran during the month of Ramadan from Allah to the Prophet. And as Tahir says, for 23 years, he was teaching him the Quran. And that's the angel Gabriel. Third pillar of faith is to believe in the books. The Quran is the last one that was revealed to Prophet Muhammad. The first one was the Torah, that was given to Moses. Then the second one was the gospel given to Jesus, and the other Psalms to David, and the scrolls to Abraham, But the three main ones were the Quran, Torah, and Injil. Then the fourth pillar of faith is to believe in God's messengers, all of them, from Adam to Muhammad. And there are 25 that are mentioned clearly, and perhaps there are more that we don't know. But all the prophets like Adam and Moses and Noah and 25 of them, that we have to believe in them. And we have to believe in the last day of judgment, that all people will be resurrected and judged, and then to believe in the fate. Thank you. That's all the pillars of faith are. Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, Tahir will talk again.
So just to address the other thing, what does it mean to be a Muslim? So just to address what does it mean to be a Muslim? So there are many aspects of being a Muslim, but the most important of them is the satisfaction of being a member of a community of about 1.9 billion people, such that differences between people evaporates. When you consider differences in ethnicity, culture, geographical and historical background, at a congregation of Muslims, all those are forgotten, and sort of you transcend into a position where you know that you're all commonly Muslims. Here, in our small community in Southern Oregon, where when we gather for our weekly prayers on Fridays, or while engaging in community work, or during our potluck dinners once a month, what binds us together during these moments is our identification with our religion. So in this community here in Southern Oregon, we have people all over the place. We have people from Somalia, from Morocco, from Oman, Jordan, Pakistan, Vietnam, but all these differences sort of dissolve in the context of our religion. And this is exactly the same identical thing is what binds us when during the pilgrimage in Mecca, where on average there are 2 million people doing the pilgrimage in Mecca. And all these people come from all over the world, of course, but what binds them all is their religion. So this is what it means to us to be a Muslim. Thank you very much for your attention. Again, I appreciate this invitation, and thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing with us. Zara and Tahir will be around after the service if you'd like to ask them any questions. Now it's time for our offering. Each week we take an offering to support the mission and the work of our congregation. On the third Sunday of each month, we give this offering to an agency or organization in the community that we feel embodies our mission and principles in the real world. Today, that organization is Aura. Here to talk about their work is Jackie Agee.
I'm going to do my best to keep this up by my mouth. Good morning, everybody. I'm Jackie Agee. I'm the Development Director at Opportunities for Housing, Resources, and Assistance, also known as Aura. We had our beginnings back in 2010 as an interested group of people that were concerned about homelessness, and Aura eventually became Options for helping residents of Ashland. But because we serve so many people now from the entire county, that's why we changed our names. It's kind of a mouthful, but you know, Aura works. So good. Thank you so much again for this opportunity. We have evolved from this small organization into being a human services hub for our community. We have 3 pillars to that hub. The first one is our resource center. This is really the heart of the work that we do. We have 7 resource navigators who are essentially case managers working with people from all walks of life, homeless, housed, and helping them get the help that they need. That's the first pillar. Then in 2021, we received Project Turnkey funding, which enabled us to purchase the old Super 8 motel, which now is where we're located. We're no longer on Siskiyou, we're on Ashland Street, and we have a shelter. It's a 52-room shelter. We have the capacity to serve about 72 people total. And guests come to us, we call them guests because we respect their dignity. And guests come to us for various reasons. These are homeless people who come into our shelter. They can stay for up to 6 months, and during that time, they work with one of our housing resource navigators, and we work to help them address whatever it is they want to address. We don't tell them what to do, we just ask them what they want to do, and we work with them accordingly. It's a great program. It's an incredible resource for people who are suffering in our community. So then the third pillar is our laundry shower trailer, which we have open twice a week, where the unhoused community can come and get a shower and get laundry. And we also, do laundry, excuse me, not get it, do it. And we always have a housing resource navigator at the laundry shower trailer. The goal is to engage with the unhoused community, get to know them. They're very distrustful, they're very hesitant, and so we work to bridge that gap so that, some of them may decide they want to come into the shelter and get help. I want to give you some really wonderful numbers that we're really proud of. We have been blessed to receive state funding that's helped us house people. People who are living on the streets. It's been money that we've been able to house people with, rent assistance money. And then we also have received money from the state to do eviction prevention to keep people housed. This money started flowing into Aura during the pandemic, and it continues to this day. So since our founding in 2014 is actually when we finally, started really tracking things. We have housed 460 families that were unhoused, and that includes 265 women, 137 children, and 260 men. And as far as eviction prevention is concerned, 599 families, we've prevented eviction for them, and those families made up 413 women, 303 children, and 284 men. This is up to date as of the end of June, and we continue to do that work. One other thing that I do want to mention is we have a federally qualified health center now located at the Aura Center. La Clinica is running it. It's open Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. They also have a behavioral health person who's there on Wednesdays to help people who are struggling with mental illness. And people can go there and get help with whatever their medical need might be. And their goal is to work with the people to help them get a permanent home or get a main medical home at one of the La Clinica clinics. They see people who are guests staying at the shelter. They see people who are just coming in off the streets. There's no appointment needed. There's no time. They don't say, oh, you only have 15 minutes. They work with that individual for as long as it takes. So that, I hope I stayed within the time frame. I appreciate this opportunity, and I've got some flyers that I'm going to be leaving for you to take if you're interested. And also, if any of you would like to, I would love to give you a tour of our facility so you can see firsthand the work we're doing. So my contact information is on the flyer, and if you're interested, just let me know and we'll get something going. Thanks so much for this. We really appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you, Jackie. If you're here in the Great Hall, we will soon pass the offering baskets for Aura. If you're joining us online, you can mail your gift to 87 4th Street, Ashland, Oregon, 97520, and we will make sure it gets to them. To give online, go to tinyurl.com/RVUUF offering and follow the instructions there, and select Third Sunday from the drop-down menu. To give by text, simply text $$ and the amount you'd like to donate to 541-229-4229. If you need support, please contact Reverend Sean using the form on rvuuf.org, and we will do our best to help. We will now receive our morning offering. For these gifts and all the gifts you bring to our community and to this world, thank you. Our closing words today are from Rose Marie Juan Austin. We shall not be discouraged from acting together by our differences in faith, color, and race. Our prejudices may be cast away, and like the strings of a guitar, united, we can create a song so alluring and everlasting.